Yeah, Smosh music.
Make these niggas rap. I'm walking niggas down with that 4 pound when they go down. That Pakistan chopper knock his forehead to the low ground. Daily when I'm birth, blood spreading through the turf. But it's a lot of niggas dead, was out here fucking up that work. Fucking over niggas' money, playing crazy like he can't be touched. Mobile gas station dropped the window when I flipped him up.
What up, though? OG Kenny O underscore G underscore Kenny. I retired from the streets. TV, welcome to another one. So listen, man. Where I left off with these prison stories, y'all remember I was at Macomb. It's the wintertime. It's freezing. I'm talking about it's so cold that I was telling my OG when the roads got bad, y'all ain't got to come up here. I'm going to thug it out throughout the winter. Y'all hear Chain. That's Ghost in the back seat. He moving around. In fact, let me get this off you, buddy. Let me get this off you, buddy. Huh? Break the chains, huh? So, anywho, I'm definitely ready to, see what this joint got to offer. I've been up there for a few months or whatever, and it got to the point where it's like, I need to be, I can't wait till it warm up so I can mingle. Bro, sit down. Leave this alone. This ain't for you right now. Come on, chill out. Sit down. Chill out. Don't bother me right now. So, I'm definitely ready to see what the facility got to offer. I've been around. If it's my fourth joint at the time. I'm still young. I'm still around these young wild heads I've been telling you about. I'm still, on the backlash to this 50 pump. All this stuff is like happening back to back. The 50 pump thing, the pull up jump off when the bros got into it about the pull up, and he went and got his Wata Wata and they patched it up and all that, and the bunkie getting robbed because he wouldn't never leave the room and farting all night. All this stuff seemed like it's spaced out because, you probably been watching them over the course of weeks, but this all happening back to back to back to back. Meeting the Singletons, Miss Singleton and all that, Miss Underwood, rather, the CEO who family was the legendary Singleton's cleaners owners on the east side of Detroit. So, boom. Long story short, I'm really open and trying to really see what I could put my hand into. I ain't even really get that far. I got far as often all of that stuff that I got from Virginia, them Air Maxes and all that stuff, right? And the Muslim oils and the little trinkets and stuff I'd accumulated, the few watches I had got, so all the stuff that I smuggled back from Virginia, I got a chance to flip all that stuff and build my bag up. However, I didn't really get a chance to explore because they called me up, my counselor did, and say, we gotta do a reassessment of your time, right? The exact terms, I forget the name of the form or whatnot, but they do a recalculation of your time based on how much time you've done. Come on, bro. You can tearing up stuff while I'm filming. Chill out. Just relax, right? So they do a reassessment of your time when you get so much time in and you only got so much time to go. Now, you got to think, at the time, I'm 2 years in almost, you might as well say, and I got about 3 to go. I got a 5 to 20 to serve, right? So what I end up doing is, getting recalculated, and they saying, bro, oh my God, sit down. What they told me was, listen, you qualify for level 1 because you got so much time in and you got less than 3 years to go and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, level 1? I don't want to go no soft ass level 1. This was my thoughts at the time. I don't want to go no level 1. Level 1, I heard too much about the rats. I heard too much about everybody want to go home. So everybody jockeying for position. Dudes in there bitter. Let me cut my phone down in case somebody call me. This boy be thumping. Right? You got too much going on when it comes to the politics of being in a level 1 facility, right? I didn't want to be a part of that. I wanted to finish off my time on level 2 because in level 2, on the level 2 yard, one thing for sure that you knew, well, I can't say for sure. You had a likelihood of a dude being as solid as he said he was on a level 2 yard. You had dudes who had something to risk on a level 2 yard. You had dudes who walked around on eggshells and pins because they knew that it was dudes that wasn't going home. It's dudes that got 30, 40, 50 years before they go home. So you're going to watch your mouth. You're going to be respectful, right? You're going to respect people's area of control. You're going to clean up behind yourself. All that farting in the cube, playing, joking. You didn't have that. I heard the stories about how dudes went to level 1, came back because of all of those type of situations. So I wasn't real keen or happy to be talking about you going level 1. Needless to say, they don't care about that. Bro, we making room for somebody who really need this bed space. You ain't been acting up. You ain't caught no tickets in a nice little minute, right? So we shooting you to level 1. I had just started getting my feet wet. This right here, though, was indicative to me of the plantation mentality, right? And the reason I say that is because on the prison yard, they got to a point where you cannot be amongst more than a group of 6 individuals, right? And all of y'all had to have your IDs on y'all. If you were caught without that ID or in a group of more than 6s, then you would get a violation, a misconduct ticket. Slavery, right? Take it back to slavery. Take it back to the transatlantic slave trade, and when America first get started on the back, and they propped up the economy on the back of slave labor, right? What was going on? You couldn't be in groups of more than so many, maybe 4 or 5 or 6, and you had to have papers on you saying who you belong to. So my thing was, they breaking us up, just like the slave plantation. They take in and say, okay, you no longer belong to us, you belong to another plantation, right? You no longer fit in here, whatever. We selling you off to somebody else. And it feels so much like that when they uprooting you and you then built you a little community or a little family amongst your bros. A hierarchy of who big homie, who the bag pusher, who the hitters, if you need that, right? Who the dudes, who the scholars, who got all the books, who keep more coffee than the other ones, who got cigarettes. That be your little community. So when it gets disrupted and you go somewhere else where you don't hardly know none of these dudes, especially in an environment you've been hearing is soft, and you done acclimated yourself to be around all these barbarians and these goons and these apes, right? Because a lot of stuff I'm not going to ever tell y'all until I get permission from the dudes who was a part of them who's still incarcerated, if that makes sense. You got to understand, I got locked up around a lot of dudes. I'm in my 40s, right? I got locked up around dudes who was in their early 20s as well, who still doing time. They still 40-something, and they look good, and they in shape. They probably got the health and the look and the physique and all that of a dude in his 30s, right? So I don't tell y'all some of the most gruesome stuff I've seen, but I do remember it. I do remember all the times I had to turn my back and say, oh, wait, right? If them dudes is okay with me telling their stories, you understand what I'm saying? These dudes I'm locked in with. A lot of stories I'm telling y'all, I've been telling y'all so far, either dudes I ain't touched bases with yet, or they dudes I don't know. As far as, you know, if it's putting out there, I mean, I ain't gonna say I don't know them, but I don't know, I didn't know them as well as I thought I did. Let's put it like that. So I'll say this much. I didn't like going to level 1 prison, even though I went, because I just wanted to be around the dudes that I knew I wasn't gonna be able to see no more. Also, that was another reason. I'm like, damn, when I leave these dudes, the likelihood of me ever running into them again in life is 0 to none. You understand what I'm saying? It was just that serious because I already knew some of these dudes, they already don't even write their families. They don't call home. So I knew they wasn't gonna call me. You don't call your mom or your brother. I honestly reached out to dudes that I met back during that time recently, 20-something years ago, sent them kites, said, call me, bro, I got this going on. I got a call from one brother once, probably each of them. All of them don't got life. My dude, Octave, got life. My dude, Lil Will just got 30-something years to 50, whatever it was. But the point is, even with Barbara Davis, my baby, I love her to death, she don't call that much. She feel like I got life. She didn't got used to it. I don't know how often she call her family, but she don't call me as often as I would like her to, and I need her to. I need those conversations from the people in there because it keeps me sharp, and it keep as far as my purpose and why I'm doing this channel and why I do activism and community work now, and why I talk to the youth and the people who are at risk. It's because I've been there. I didn't want to go to level 1 because I knew I wasn't gonna see them no more, as well as I knew it was soft. You feel me? But the bigger picture is that plantation mentality that they stomp on you by saying, we don't care how close you done got. We understand this is part of you doing a conducive bid, but we're going to uproot you anyway and send you somewhere. You feel me? As opposed to keeping you somewhere that they know going to make sure you transition well back into society. Now, in some of them situations, I'll say I wasn't in the best hands. I was around some real crazy dudes. I was around some wild dudes. I would have been safe in prison, but it wasn't conducive for me to make a proper transition and back into society, right? With antisocial behavior patterns I done developed in prison, right? Because it gets real antisocial, it gets real crazy, it gets real wild. It gets to the point where you just feed and thrive off of the subculture of prison. You don't even remember sometimes how to be functional when you see a woman. When you see a skirt walk past, it's automatically like, oh my God. Listen, I'm explaining something now. Even now, when I see a woman sometimes, I see different things than some men. I don't look at, oh, she got a fat this, that. I look at all of her when I'm watching her walk. I'm wondering what kind of mentality she got, what type of personality. I'm going to have to deal with this, that, and other. A lot of that came from me being analytical about women when I was in prison because I didn't deal with pen pals. I didn't deal with people that come to visit me. I'll get into them stories later. Because I didn't even want no female dealing with me that whole first bid. But I ended up towards the end of this bid allowing, I ain't going to say allowing. I told him, hook me up with a female. Hook me up with somebody I want to kind of mingle now. I'm getting close. It's cool. But I ain't want to think about all that after the thing with Maria and whatnot. I'm in Whole Foods parking lot too. I'm about to go shopping. I'm leaving FedEx as well. So, you know, if y'all hear the noises and cars, I'm out here because I'm taking care of a lot of business. Matter of fact, put y'all here before I go. And I got to let y'all go. Do y'all see the 72 pages, right? I just paid for. These is all transactions, right? These is a year's worth of transactions. Screenshots I took from my Cash App account, right? You feel what I'm saying? See that? All these right here, Cash App transaction, 72 pages worth for the whole year because the IRS saying that I made unreported money as a business. You understand what I'm saying? In 2020, it said I made $30,000 unreported dollars, and I owe them like 12 racks back. And I'm trying to explain to these people, listen, I just came home from prison in 2015. I never even heard of a Cash App at first. I get with my homegirl, she like, look, bro, I pay people through Cash App. I'm like, what is that? She's like, you got to do this, that, and the other. I got a business account, so it's going to come up as this, that, and get you an account. Ooh. I'm thinking, okay, let me give me a little business account too then, right? That way she can send my money. I kept wondering why every time somebody sent me some money, I'm like, they charge a fee for this? I wasn't thinking about it. That's their fee. It wasn't until I told, people kept saying, hey, bro, can you Cash App me this for some money? I'm like, you're going to send me some extra money because they take a fee out. So, no, they don't. That's only if you get an instant cash. I said, no, they take a fee every time. They didn't understand either. I got with some people like maybe a year or two later, and they was talking about, oh, you must got a business account. I said, I don't have a business account. I thought about it like, damn, yeah, I do. I signed it up as a business account because my homegirl got a business. They said, no, you can get a personal account. Then I canceled it out and opened a new account, right? It was a while later, but I'm saying, like, if you look at these pages of documents, and I'm telling y'all this for a reason, Square, Venmo, all these people, they started, and they going back to 2020, they starting to tax everybody who got more than $600 through transacted or received through that account. 90+% of that money that went through that account was just people just looking out, or I was doing transactional everyday thing. It wasn't about no business. I probably got a few dollars in there that people said, hey, I'm paying you for a service or something. You took some pictures for me or something like that. I didn't even make no money. Now, if y'all want a little tax on that, I get it. But I'm being transparent with these people and sending them everything they need as far as documentation, because that's all I got. But I'm going to warn y'all. If y'all got a Cash App, Venmo and all that, y'all operating as a business, they coming for that butt. They coming for that butt, and you better be explaining it. I wrote them a letter. I'm sending them their notification back, signed or not signed, but check, I do not agree with this. And I'm sending them 72 pages of documentation. I'm overnighting it through the mail so I know they get it, and it's going to be certified mail and all that other stuff because I ain't got time, man. I'm just giving y'all that little bit of game. But remember what I was just saying, though, right? The slave mentality, the plantation mentality of being uprooted, man. If you doing out here, you running around wild and you thinking you're going to just be in there and you're going to be locking in with dudes and it's going to be smooth, no. They'll snatch your butt up, send you somewhere you don't know nobody. You don't got none of that strength and protection that you had. You don't got none of them plugs that you had. You ain't cool with under the COs or the staff, so you can't talk them out of tickets or nothing. You understand what I'm saying? I've been there and done it. They snatched me up from level 2 Macomb after a nice little time I had with good people, shot me to level 1, and I'm going to tell y'all how that first day was on another episode. Until then, I love y'all. Y'all be safe. O_G_Kenny, advertise for the Streets TV. If you have not done so far, tap in, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button, comment in as much you want and whatever you want. Share the content, right? Keep the change, keep them nervous. It's God's promise. Legal dope suppliers unite. I love y'all and I'm out.
Nigga.